The secrets of the small shafts of the Great Pyramid. 6 underbar more items in the shafts. Part 2. In continuation of the previous video. The statement 209 feet appears to be a typo, as 209 feet corresponds to 63.70 meters, and in his article from 2005 the 63 meters is replaced by 208 feet, that is 63.40 meters are given, which when rounded to the nearest whole meter result in 63 meters. Here again the exact information from Hawass first mentioned foot details with conversion to meters. 75 feet equals 22.86 meters, 83 feet equals 25.30 meters, and 90 feet equals 27.43 meters. Since the latest information relating to Phase 2 of the mission corresponds to that of 2005, these can be viewed as the valid values. A number not included in the 2005 article is the grade for the second and third kinks in the north shaft. However, this information is contained in the final report of the mission from 2002 and in the article by Hawass from 2014. Both bends are given as approximately 20 degrees. There is no degree specified for the last bend to the left. The text only says that it is a slight bend to the left. In order to compensate for the first 45 degrees bend to the left, it is better to assume twice 25 degrees, that is a total of 50 degrees, to the right and then 5 degrees to the left, rather than twice 20 degrees to the right, which only results in 40 degrees and, therefore another left bend cannot be reversed, can lead to the original orientation of the shaft. Although the right-hand illustration is to be preferred over the left-hand one because the course of the shaft is parallel to the original course after the gallery bypass, this solution also has the decisive disadvantage that the northern blocking stone is significantly higher than the southern one. Such a break in symmetry is very unlikely. Although the right-hand illustration is to be preferred over the left-hand one, since the course of the shaft after the gallery bypass is again parallel to the original course, this solution also has the decisive disadvantage that the northern blocking stone is significantly higher than the southern one. Such a break in symmetry is very unlikely. If all bend angles were 45 degrees, the expected symmetry would result, as shown in Fig. 39 on the left. It is also possible that the angle of inclination in the upper part of the north shaft is lower than further down, so that the same height was still achieved at the end as in the south shaft. If you assume a slope angle of 31 degrees for the area after bypassing the Great Gallery, you will reach the same height as on the south side, as shown in on the right. The above assumption is based on the shaft length of the south shaft of the Queen's Chamber of Gantenbrink determined using high-precision laser measurement technology using UPI-2 and the fact that a marking line in the fourth relief chamber height, 59.64 meters, confirms the height of the southern blocking stone, as well as the assumption that the builders here too, just like with the air shaft's King's Chamber, placed great value on symmetry. The air shafts of the King's Chamber rose symmetrically to the surface at a height of 79.78 meters, 84 on the now missing outer cladding. As far as the lengths of the individual sections in the area around the Great Gallery are concerned, it is not clear whether the feet were rounded and which reference points were chosen for them. If you take as a reference point, for example, the middle of the shaft, which would probably be best for a robot, this results in slightly different values than at the edge. Due to the two bends to the left and to the right, the total result is a slightly different value, at different angles if you only use the left edge or the right edge or the middle as a measure for the shaft length. Hawass also reports an entry ticket for the pyramids and the Sphinx date cannot be identified. Size, approx. 3.5 x 1.7 cm, and a white blank paper, which are at a distance of 18 to 21 meters after the northern shaft entrance, that is in the section between the first 45 degrees bend and the second bend, were found. 85 Due to this fine situation, the admission ticket and the other paper can only have gotten into this shaft from the Great Gallery. Because the first 45 degrees bend initiates the bypass of the Great Gallery. The ticket seems to be quite old based on its appearance. He also reports on finds in the south shaft of the Queen's Chamber by the Pyramid Rover mission. 4 objects were removed at July 31, 2002 from various places inside the southern airshaft QCS. 2 crystals that we assume were placed there in modern times. 1 reddish-brown object, 3.8 x 1.9 x 0.6 cm, with a white circular feature on one side, perhaps a rock from the walls or ceiling, and a white object, 5.1 x 1.3 x 0.6 cm, probably a piece of limestone from the wall of the shaft. Against this background, a few questions arise. 1. How could modern relics such as an entry ticket to the pyramids get so high up into the north shaft, which is closed at the top? There may be a small crack in the floor of the Great Gallery through which these items could have entered the shaft. 2. Why was no attempt made to retrieve the small rectangular object with the 2 holes, which was discovered by Gantenbrink and is said to have served as a holder for the hook, from the shaft, and to examine it more closely? Other small parts, possibly wood splinters, could also have been recovered and examined. Here too, the age could have been determined using the C14 method. 3. Why did the Pyramid Rover mission, which explored the north shaft up to the blocking stone, not disclose what object Upyout 2 was photographing? 4. Why were interesting and revealing images of the north shaft taken during the 2002 Pyramid Rover mission either not published at all, or only published in 2014? 5. Images from the Pyramid Rover mission show the 2 end-end wooden balls that Edgar had attached to the rod ends to minimize friction on the shaft walls. Why are these images not included in Hawass 87's article about the north shaft and the Pyramid Rover mission? 6. Some images from the Pyramid Rover mission show around, approximately 3.5 cm tall and approximately 0.5 cm thick, metallic-looking object with a hole in the middle. Why wasn't this picture published either? There is also a large number of stone fragments on the shaft floor at the site, which extend for at least 1 meter on the left side of the shaft. Where does all the rubble come from?